King Cole Productions presents fractions.
All right, so we're going to talk about multiplying, dividing, adding, and subtracting fractions. The first one is multiplying. This is straight simple. You're just going to multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. If that's too complicated, just multiply the top and multiply the bottom. So what is 5 times 1? It is 5. And 6 times 2 is 12. And that is it. That's the answer. So we will box it. Let's go over here to a division one. Division one, how many times does 1/2 go into 5/6? Real confusing, but we have a simple trick where we can make it simple without using our calculator. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it into a times problem, and we're going to do the inverse of 1/2. Now, inverse means to flip it. Another word for that is reciprocal. So 2/1 is the reciprocal of 1/2. And this will stay the same. So 5, now we're back to a regular multiplication problem. 5 times 2 is 10, and 6 times 1 is 6. This can actually be reduced. We can divide a 2 out of both of those, and we can have 5/3, and we can even get a mixed number, which is 1 and 2/3, because 3 goes into 5 one time with 2 left over. Every single time you have a division problem like this, we're just going to turn it into a times problem, and we're going to flip, okay? Flip this fraction. If it ends up being a whole number, whole numbers can be flipped to 1/2 from 2. If they give you 3, it can be flipped to 1/3, like that. If it's a regular fraction, just go ahead and flip it. And then you're going to multiply. Works every single time. Let's go over here to addition. Addition and subtraction, both. You cannot add or subtract fractions that have different denominators. They need to have the same. So what do these have in common? And we can count our 2's, 4, 6, 8. We can count our 6's, 6, 12. What number do those have in common? It is 6. So how many 2's do I have to count? 2, 4, 6, 3 2's. I'm going to want to multiply this by 3/3. This is an equivalent fraction that equals 1. So I'm not changing the answer, I'm just changing the look. I'm not changing the question, I'm just changing the look. So instead of writing 1/2, I can write 1 times 3 is 3, and 2 times 3 is 6. 5, 6 plus 3, 6 is, we're going to keep these the same. They don't change. That's different from multiplication. Multiplications, these would change. This is going to stay the same. This is what changes, the numerator. 5 plus 3 is 8. I can divide out and make this simpler by taking a 2 out of both of these, and that can be 4/3, or I can even get a mixed number of 1 and 1/3, because 3 goes into 4 one time with 1 left over. And lastly, this is almost the exact same problem as what we had before. Matter of fact, these are all the same. But we want to change this so that the bottom numbers talk to each other, because right now they do not. So now, this times this, we have 3, 6. Now these talk to each other. So 5 minus 3 this time is 2. And 6 and 6. This is not 0. It's a common mistake. 6 minus, we're not doing a subtraction problem with the denominators, only with the top. And this is going to be 6. And 2 6 can actually be reduced to 1/3. And that's your video. Make sure you watch some others. Thanks.